So, Taylor here again. I want to show you guys a very special mod of mine, one of my absolute favorites I ever had so far. Hopefully going to replace with the Dove Po. You guys will get a chance to see that in my next review. Should be pretty awesome, go pretty well, got a fresh tank for it, even an extra one too. Just to show you guys another surprise. And for the first review I've ever done, this is my favorite one I wanted to do. Best one yet to date I've ever even seen anywhere. Been to a lot of stores, a lot of places online even. This is the Vamo E-huge. Well, technically it's a KSD E-huge. I believe they made Vamo too, but it's very hard to find out who made what, so you guys have to bear with me on this. But I've used this mod for about half a year to almost a full year now. Best mod I ever had so far. No complaints, nothing at all bad about it. Show you guys, just to start off. This is the E-huge. Works pretty nice, got a little description, well not description, it's got a little book for that, but other than that, it's got a little label on there that says E-huge on there. I believe it has a little product number underneath to say which one it is. Mine's 107, so I'm guessing that's probably 107 in the models. So, to start out with, we have two giant tubes that go on it. This is a little bit crazy when you get into this thing. It's going to cost you a bit for batteries, just to be warned. It's really nice though for battery power. Two giant ones as well, not just one. So you can double stack batteries. Works very well for that too. For batteries, they take really giant ones so far. We kind of wish we made smaller ones some ways. Can't fit in your pocket, of course, but for the batteries, I have these two. This one I'm not exactly sure exactly where I got it from. I know I got it on eBay, I just don't know who or the name on it, but if you can find another orange battery like that, you'll want one probably like this. I personally use the Tang's Fire. It's got a lot better battery inside of it, so it works a lot better. The only trouble is, with how big it is, it actually stacks a little wrong on the mod, so it's very, very hard to tighten down. And you can see just a little difference on there. Now, that makes a big difference when you put two batteries together. It'll stack one just fine of these, but you put two on there, it's going to be a problem. I personally actually indented it myself because it started being so hard to put in there, it had to have the indent. Now, that won't hurt the batteries at all if you want to try the same trick I did. Just take a nail, turn it upside down, use the top head to smack it down once, or just put it like I did and just screw it on really hard. It won't hurt the battery, just be gentle so you don't mess it up. You don't want a battery explode in your hand, if that's what you want to try. I recommend buying just the right size batteries like these ones. I'm just a stubborn ass, so you guys will probably enjoy that as it goes. So, to start out with, I want to show you something else before I show you the batteries, everything it can do. I want to talk about something nobody else seems to be talking about. Though it is well known, most people don't say it very much. This mod is actually the replica, well, technically a remake of both these two put together. Of the, technically it's a V5 put together, but they have the exact same internals anyway, so it doesn't matter which one it is. But this one right here, the iTaste 134, has the body construction, the same durability in almost every single way. Even the stainless steel on it looks about the same, not quite as polished chrome, but it will match every single tank and pretty much fine for it. And so far, this spring worked really nice too. With the original Vamos, they kind of fall out a little bit. This one I just stretched it out to make sure it works pretty well. Make sure it stays in. Works pretty nice. No troubles with it. Doesn't pop out too much. And what you can see here, it's got these giant rods going through it. It's a little bit heavy. This mod's a little bit heavy, heavier than the iTaste 134. Not a bad mod and all, but yeah, the way it's constructed, it's got the exact same body build around it, so it's extremely strong. You could not crush this with a car. I'm pretty damn sure of it. Maybe later on we can show you guys that. We'll see. I have to find another one for cheap because I'm not paying another $100. Not for this one. It's nice, but I don't need two. So, other than that, it's got a pretty decent deep well. Not quite as nice as the other ones. You might fit some of your smaller tanks on there. It's hard to say, depends on the kind of tank you have. I've seen a lot of tanks, most of them are not usually too necessary for needing that, but with a big mod like this, you're probably not going to want a small tank on it anyway. Unless you're going with like the latest Nautilus, the Mini. That one might be a little bit like that. I'll show you that on there in a little bit. But other than that, it goes down. You can take apart pretty much everything on it. A lot different than the regular Vamos. I know the V5 can't do that, but the V2 can as well. About the same. So, other than that, we take off the top two. Solid stainless steel right here. It's a big, thick motherfucker. Cannot break that. This thing can be used as a baton, I swear. Don't recommend it. Don't go out and kill someone because I said that, but if you need self-defense, it's probably your mod. Other than that, it all goes together pretty nicely. Everything slides in real nice. Not too much screech unless you're putting in big batteries like mine. You guys won't hear that as much because I already broke them in pretty well. But other than that, we'll start out with just a little bit on the book. Not much going on in it. Sorry. There's also this little charger. Very nice new addition to the Vamos. Hope to see this in later Vamos too, the little ones. Now this one, just real quick, I'll show you this just in one single sec here. This one has the exact same internal chips as the V5s in that. While it doesn't have the rotating ring like the 134 does, it does have the internal chip that's the exact same as this one, so it will have the strength and the ability. I don't know that it'll have the exact same ability as this one for memorizing, I believe it's your voltage and the way you vape a little bit. Shouldn't be too big of a deal though. I mean, if you're using it enough, you'll always have it on your same setting mostly, or you'll be flipping through it a lot, kind of like I do. Very picky about where I have it at, so I've changed it all freaking day long. But yeah, other than that, it's got both style connections, so you don't have to worry about that at all, so you can get both styles tank on there. I know I kind of mentioned that, but just to show you guys, it will fit all mods, even CE4s, even though that would be complete bullcrap to put on here. It just ruined the whole point of it. It does also have the pin here connected to the battery. It's not the greatest pin. It's just kind of sits there like most of them in the mech mods. Now this one right here, it also has I think this is, let's just check real quick. I believe it's got what is it? I think it's kind of like a floating pin. It's up a little bit higher than the regular Vamo, so you can get certain tanks working there you usually never could. Like, for example, my personal Vamo right over here, the V5. I would have shown you guys this one instead, but it doesn't have the exact. It doesn't look like the regular ones anyway because it's got the vinyl wrap put on there. It does. This one does not have the floating pin, so I can't use K-funds on here and a few basics of the RDAs. Some of them work on there, but it's very, very picky. So yeah, other than that, this one holds up to pretty much everything. Uses everything it can on it for the most part. It can only go down so far in ohms though. Just a word of warning to you guys. So just let you know. Now back to the charger. This charger, you can put it on top of there, screw it in. You gotta put it in a special setting. I'll show you how that works. But you can charge your phone straight off. It's even got its own little USB port here. Works pretty nice. I don't use it a lot myself. Mostly I'm vaping on it too much to actually get around to doing it. But if you're on a trip or like going somewhere, if you own more than 2 mods at a time, you probably could do that. I mean, I own more than 2, but I just like having them both going at the same time for friends, people, you know, basics. Now I'll show you guys what it can. Well, yeah, I'll show you the booklet real fast. Nothing too special. Even got my name on the box too from eBay. That's where I got it. If you guys want to know where to get it and that, just check in the description. You can find it on eBay for between about, I'd say, $75-ish to about $120-ish, depending on which one you're getting. They're the same one, but it depends on your seller really. And also if it comes with extra batteries or if it's just the single, or if it's no batteries at all. Mine came with 0 batteries. I bought them all online myself, so sucked waiting for them. Worked all right. But still, it sucks having to wait to use your favorite mod you just got. This comes with this little user manual here. A little bit useful, a little descriptive. If you know Vamos, you won't need it at all. So, it won't much matter. This thing's pretty self-explanatory except for how to use the charger in that and how to check your ohms. Other than that, you go to the menu setting, you can find most of that in there anyway, so it's not a big deal. And beyond that, let's see, what else do I got in this thing that's so great? Gotta be something more to it. Well, it'll come back to me, don't worry about that, guys. Always does. Alright, it's got a few things here, like for example, your functions, using and all that. And other than that, it's got, well, yeah, that's contents, things like that. And it's got the things you can do with it, a few basic descriptions, nothing too special, nothing too heavy. Yeah, it shows you your battery voltage, what would be safe on certain like ohms and things like that, and certain coils, a few basic things. I guess the top is supposed to come in a few different colors. I'm not too sure about that. I've never seen it before anywhere else for other colors than that. It's got the red one there. Suppose you probably get a different one online somewhere. Maybe eBay'd have it. It's hard to really say. I'll put up a few other stores for you guys too to find it if you guys don't like eBay or if you just prefer a regular store. I'm just usually an eBay buyer myself. Other than that, it just shows you how to charge it. Pretty basic stuff, nothing special. Now on the back here it has a certification logo, the regular CE thing, just to let you know that it is fully certified by a real manufacturer, not some guy sitting in his basement with a chip. Not always a bad thing, but not everyone knows what they're doing. Now, other than that, let's see, get this little shit closed. Show you guys what it looks like. Yeah. Enjoy vaping anytime, anywhere. The next generation. KSD, as far as I know, manufactured this one. Not bad makers of some things. Found it hard to find a lot of different things they make. They're kind of off-brand. You can find them at a few sites, but I don't know all the names for them, honestly. Mostly I just tried to track down the E-huge, so I didn't bother after that. Never had a reason to replace it until dope out. Alright. Other than that, I'll show you guys how it works. Let's get this thing going. Dented first. Other one last. Now we go. Alright, other than that, just real quick here, this thing is a little bit of a bitch to put on. One trick I like doing is, since it can unscrew from all sides in that, to put these batteries in, you unscrew the middle first. I've done this for a very long time. It makes things a lot easier. Or you can just unscrew the top too, depending on what you're putting in. I just always do this one because I don't feel like... I know it's very, very strong, but I still don't want to take any risks of wrecking some things in it. Very nice, so it's not... You don't really want to wreck something that actually can get hurt on it. Everything in it is about as solid steel as it gets. Nothing has ever really gone wrong with it. Buttons are very, very clicky. You can almost hear them too, probably. Yeah. It's got a nice little LED screen there. Nothing too special about it, just works pretty nice. Hard as shit to scratch. I've been using this thing for as long as I told you guys. Got a few scratches in here, but nothing you can really see. It doesn't really pop up at all, so shouldn't have to worry about that much. I mean, this thing's a brick shit house, so you have to throw this under freaking tanker trucks to get it to crush. If you have batteries in it, I don't think tanker trucks can handle it. I should solid it up pretty good. Now, real quick, I'll just show you, try to show you how to get in the menu. You want to get in the menu, you press these two buttons together. Should have gone there. Yep. So, you got a few different things you can do there. Now, first off, I'm going to scroll through it once just so I can make sure I have them all. Got them. Okay. Okay. We're in the menu now. Going through power. My camera guy won't stop fucking laughing at me, the prick. I'm trying to do this shit. Stop it.
I'm sorry. Just after the few times, it's
no,
too
just
good.
keep going. No, you son of a bitch.
I didn't push stop.
Okay, okay. Alright. Sorry, guys. I need to smack him with this thing after this. He's a little fucker. Alright. Back to the settings again. You prick. Oh, this is even going blooper. This is going to go video for you guys. Okay. You got the menu here going through power, a few other things like that. There's a voltage, wattage, a few different things. You got your LCD, a few different things. Sorry, my hand's a little fat, finger's a little big, not gonna fit so great on there. He calls me Stub Nub. Alright, let's see other than that. Let you guys see a few different things in there. Alright. Now if you want to scroll through your power on voltage and all that shit, all you gotta do is press the other button backwards. It goes into that menu, you pick which one you want. It'll just go to whichever, and I'll show you what it's doing after that. Okay, yeah. So it's got 13 watts right now. You can go all the way down, all the way up. Doing both ones, got round robin ability, so you can go all the way around it. It goes up to 15 watts there. Goes all the way back down round robin wise to 3 watts. And I'm not sure if you guys saw that. Not a big deal. All right. Voltage wise, I'm not going to show you guys that one because it's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to look exactly the same. That one goes up to, let's see, it's 3 volts up all the way up to 6 volts. So it's pretty basic. It's exactly the same chip as the Vamo V2. I think this is the V3 or so. It's a V2 or V3. Not a big deal. All right, the Vamo V5 does the exact same thing, so don't worry about the V2. Vamo V5 goes exactly the same way up, exactly the same way down. No differences in that setting at all. The only difference between this one and that one really at all is the chargeability and the massive batteries. The rest of it's just physical features and the eye catch. Okay. For LCD off, you just go over, you scroll into it, you just press the back button. I think that's about right, yeah. You can turn it off or on, so when you're taking hits off it, it'll shut itself off each time, maybe save a little power. I mean, when I'm using this thing, it lasts, for me, when I have the double stack batteries with the big guys like this, it lasts between 8 to 14 days minimum. Best I ever had for battery life. Hands down. I don't think it's going to get any better than that either, so unless they make some crazy built-in batteries or something like this. Even then, I don't see it getting any better. But for there's also LCD display. Sorry, guys. The display is resistance, voltage, I believe, and yeah, display voltage, resistance, and battery. So Voltage will also mean how much your output is. That's whenever you turn it on after taking off the batteries, it'll be the exact same thing. So all it'll tell you is when you hit the button to take your puff, it'll tell you what voltage you're on for that one. If you're in battery, what it'll tell you is it'll tell you your battery. Right now I've always got set to battery. Yeah, just changed it real quick because I was showing you guys that. Let me just show you real quick. Battery, unfortunately, it doesn't tell you exactly how much battery is in there. There's another cheap way to tell that. I can show you how. It's pretty simple in the end, but right now it says 8.2. What that means is I got two pretty much full batteries. When you get these two massively stacked ones, it's going to be about 8.4 or so, or yeah, about 8.4, 8.2-ish. So they're pretty much full. I charged them last night. We've been vaping on them a little bit today, but it might have also just not got the full charge. I don't pay much attention to it all the time because they last so long, it doesn't really matter. So, let's see anything else in the menu for you guys. Alright, real quick. Yeah, so it's got display resistance, so each time you're taking a puff off it, you can also check what your maybe your RDA, depending on how well you built the coil, if it'll allow you to fire it. And your regular tanks, how much ohms you have, or the resistance in it, you know, your coil, your basic coil, that's what it is. So, other than that, there's fast ways to read things, instead of going through all the menu and all that crap. Give me 1 sec to let it reset. Okay, there we go. Alright. You press the left side here, check your battery life. Yep, it'll tell you, oh, yeah, 8.2 right there. Other than that, for the other one should tell you your ohms and resistance. Yeah, let me move my finger down one more time. Yeah, it'll tell you your ohms and resistance. You just gotta hold it for a little while, about, I think it's like 3 to 5 seconds or so. Hard to say. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I pressed that too long that time. 1 sec, guys. Alright, let's see how long it takes. Just real quick. Okay, yeah, I don't use this much for that. I mean, I just check it real fast and then just throw it in there. Most times I don't worry about it, because if it works on here, then I can adjust it to where it goes by the way it vapes instead. Alright, so right now it's going to read 9.9. That's because it has nothing on it. Yeah, still reading it pretty solid. Alright. Now the trick of turning on the little battery thing for charging stuff, and just one more thing to add to the battery in that, for charging, it does not come with any cords to that, so you have to bring your own phone cord with you, or get a spare, or whatever you want to charge. You don't need an extra cord for it. Not a big deal, but it is nice to have those. You can probably get one online at the same time you're buying it for a few bucks, so it won't always matter. So, other than that, you just throw this thing on there just like that. First you want to turn this on. I just screw it on a little bit so it doesn't touch it, just enough to keep it on there. It does this little blue light here. A little interesting, lets you know it's charging. Personally, I like the way the blue light works in some ways. I mean, it would be nice if it was just one LED on top, so then you could tell if it's charging without wasting a lot of battery. I'm guessing it's probably maybe 1 to 4 lights inside there, so it'd be better if it's only one. I have no way of telling. I'm not going to rip it apart to find out, but yeah. Then you're just ready to charge your phone. You just plug it in the USB and go. Should charge your standard phone pretty easily as long as you have the right cord. As long as it's the right volts too and that stuff, you know, the basics for charging cords. Well, phones through cords. Alright. Well, other than that, it's pretty much close to done. Just, I think, one more thing to show you. Yep, you just press, yeah, show you how it looks like when it shuts off once. Just real fast. Sorry, it takes a little while. Alright. Now you guys can see the batteries displayed there. Sorry. See the batteries displayed there? You just press this big button here, it'll say mobile out. It should say mobile off or something in those, something that regular stuff. It's mobile out off, so yeah. You can tell it's off though after that. Then it's back to vaping again, you just put your thing on there and go. No big deal. I'm going to set up my thing real quick so I can check my battery again. Plan to use this throughout the day anyway. I always do. So, I'll show you 2 tanks on there that I really, really like. Not the best tanks in the entire world, but right now the best tanks I got, other than the ones I'm getting in the mail. So, you guys get a chance to take a look at those very soon. This is an RDA, the K-Fun. This one's the K-Fun clone. Just like the original, almost every single way. Works just as good, same pins, everything like that. My coil in here, just as a test run. Now the ohms are reading at 2.3. While I know that's high, I left it that way on purpose just to be safe, because I want to make sure I can still run it on here. It won't work with your regular RDAs unless you know how to build your coils, well, unless you build them pretty thick or have high resistance in them, it's not going to really work for you. I put a big drip tip on there too. I had it originally for a pipe in that. Didn't like the way the pipe looked. I'm not a big fan of mechanical mods. They're okay. I'll do reviews for you guys still. Don't worry about that. Just they're not my personal preference. I love something I can adjust, not something that's kind of stuck in one spot. You always change. Well, I always change throughout the day. Some of you guys aren't too picky about that, but I'm excessively picky about the way my mods work. If I don't like them, you'll know as soon as I start doing the review. This one is one of my personal babies, though. Alright, now let's see how she vapes. Now with bigger, with the K-Funs in that, with a better build I have in there, with a coil in that, I usually keep this one up pretty hot, around 12 watts. And other mods will go up a lot higher, but in this one, you don't really go up all the way all the time. Regular hit, works pretty nice. My smoke ring's a little off, it's been a while, but figure why not give it a shot. Still feels nice to hold in lungs too. Now you guys want us to go a little bit higher, I'll show you the top on this one. I got another tank I can try that on for regular people, well, people that use the regular style tanks with regular coils, things like that. Got one of the best ones out right now, I'm sure you guys will love it. It just came out, probably haven't even heard of it too much yet. Best Aspire tank they ever made. Now, you see this one, the hottest point ever that can go on here? Well, kinda. I'll show you a special mode on this no one really knows about or has ever really talked about. Something most people that own these don't even know. If you're a Vamo user or an E-huge user, you'll want to know about this especially. It's always a good thing if you're using rebuildables. I don't usually use it, but it's amazing to use. Alright, hit on 15 watts regular. Not too bad. Tastes real nice. Need to add in a few more flavors. Baker's White Cells gives us some pretty nice flavors in that. If you guys ever find a store that carries them, they're pretty big on selling juice. But if you guys find the brand somewhere, if they have it on their websites, you have to find maybe a store in your area. It's hard to say. I don't know about all their stores. I know we're one of the few in Minnesota. There's a couple here, but they've had their issues. Most of these stores can't hold out. But if you guys want to try two really good blends I like together, I call it the Frosty Melon Man. Now the reason why I call it that is because it's got frostbite. One of my favorite flavors, makes you feel like in menthol, only you're not numb, you're iced. And with a melon, it's actually melon baller, so it's kind of tastes like a melon. You cross it with that, you get like an icy fruit. It's amazing. You feel like your lungs froze over and tastes like that. Just want to tell you guys a few personal preferences of mine. You guys find that flavor, you might love it. At least the frostbite, I'm sure you'll love. Now, other than that, let's take one last hit on the regular. I'll show you guys on the what it'd be close to on like your standard Ego or such, maybe a really downgraded twist or very low grade mod. What it's like on its lowest wattage point. I don't use volts a lot. You guys make your own preference. I know watts is supposed to be a little bit safer for most mods, just to be for your tanks and that. A lot straighter hit in some ways, and it's very, very consistent. Doesn't burn things or mess up things, so I stick with it. This is the lowest on 3 watts. Next to nothing. I'll show you on 5. You can see what these mods are like. Some of you guys are still using Egos. That's okay. You'll upgrade later, or you'll end up quitting cigarettes, and that's probably why you won't be using them. Not a big deal. Just for showing you guys some of the cool mods for those of you that love collecting things or just want to see something pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, not very high there. Just 5.5. Nothing special. Yeah. On your regular tanks, just before I show you that mean little trick I was telling you about, on your standard tank, you want it between, well, depending on your standard tank. If you have like an Aspire, a Pro tank, well, Kanger Pro tanks really, any of those. Even some of the smaller tanks, like your original Aspires, maybe some CE6s, I don't really know too well on them. I don't like CE4s, CE6s. They're okay for you Ego users. They're trash on mods or APVs, so it's not going to work too well for you on these. If that's your only tank, keep it pretty low, around 5.5 to 3. Otherwise, you're probably going to screw it up pretty fast. Generally, when I started out using these on the lighter tanks and that, I always kept it between 8 to 10. It's a pretty safe point. Some of you guys would be okay at 7. I did that for when I didn't want to burn out coils. Add like 8 watts right here. Not too bad hit. I'll show you. Not as big as the other ones, of course, but when you have a dual coil build like the one I put in here, it is a little bit better. I can show you guys how to make that coil later on too. It won't be today. When I do a review on the K-Fun clone, I'll show you guys that. We have the exact K-Fun in here so I can compare it in our shop, so I'll show you what that one looks like, part of how it works. I can't show you how it works on the mod itself. I don't want to unpackage and do it all. I don't want to get it all vaped up and all that because I can't give it out to people then or whatnot, you know. So, other than that, it's about the same thing built internally. Same metal except for the color look to it. Mine's chrome polish, doesn't look like the regulars. But it fits the E-huge perfectly and looks in every single way possible. It looks like it's made for it. Other than the fact it doesn't match up with this, but you're not going to find much of any tanks at all that match up with it. So, if you can, you let me know because I want it. Alright, about 10 watts here. Not too bad at all. Alright, now I'll show you what the mean mode is. This thing's a little prick, by the way. When I first got this mod, I thought it was broken. It was not broken at all. I was told by the well, not the manufacturer, the personal seller at one of his stores. He told me himself that he tested this mod, it worked perfectly, had no issues. When I first got it, I thought it was broken. One thing you guys might not know about the mod is you hold this the left side button for about 10 to 20 seconds or so. It'll switch from RMS mode to mean mode. Now, I don't know exactly what it means down to the specs, but what I can tell you is what it generally means is it'll turn it up a lot higher towards your voltage and wattage and that. So basically, it turns this mod that's only a 15 watt mod, 6 volt mod into something pushing around maybe 10 volts to about maybe 20 to 30 watts. It's pretty crazy the fact that you can do that. The only problem is when you turn it down low to like a 3 watt setting, instead of changing the menu itself, it just changes what the watts and voltage mean on there. So you put it on 3, you're gonna get a hit like you're on 10. So you're gonna trash every tank you own pretty fast, even on the lowest setting. You put it on the highest one, and every tank you own it's toast, no matter what tank it is usually. Only rebuildables and one tank I have can survive it. I burned 4 of them just the first time I had it because I thought those tanks were crap. They were just fine, and it just killed it. So if you're going to use this, make sure you have a tank that can handle it or a lot of spare coils because you're going to regret it. You use it on something that can handle it and you're going to love it. Now you just hold that button for checking the voltage in that while long enough. Let's see here. Now there's this output mean thing there. When it says that, it's locked in that mode and you cannot take it out of that mode unless you do the exact same trick over again. When it says RMS, you're in the right mode. I recommend one thing when you're buying any E-huge, or sometimes, I'm guessing maybe occasionally, like when you're buying like things like this, like the V5, you just check it to be sure. The last thing you want to do is burn out your new tank on your new mod. It'll make you so angry you won't even want the mod anymore, trust me. I was very depressed when I got this mod at first because I didn't want to buy another one for that price. I mean, they're great price, but you don't really want more than one of these hanging around the house unless you have that kind of money laying around. Even if I did, I still wouldn't want to spend a lot of it on it. So, now what it does is what's insane about it. I'll show you guys a 3 watt hit. Just to confirm it so I'm not screwing with you guys. Real quick. 3 watts right there. Now 3 watts again. I'll show you guys so you can still see me not touching anything. That should never ever be possible in 3 watts, but thanks to this thing's special ability, now it is. Now what's insane is what it does to your tank. I'll have to put it all the way to 15 here. You guys can have one quick look at that. Yep. So it's at 3, round robin style, go around, you're 15 now. I don't know if you can see it so well, apologize for that. Other than that, I'll show you the hit real quick, it's pretty crazy. Much hotter vape, it's insanely hotter. I'm used to using some pretty hot mods here and there, and I keep them pretty hot in there. I like a cold vape, but I still like getting a whole lot of smoke off some little tanks, or, well, not the RDA tanks, because I don't mind burning through coils here and there. But you can see how crazy that was for vapor. I'll show you one last time. I might even try to do a few smoke rings. I'll see if I can muster it, because this thing is hard as hell to hold in the lungs. It just hurts after a while. Not bad, but you can tell when you want to cough. It pisses you off. Yeah, I can't even take enough of my lungs right now to do that. You can blow it out fast, but if you keep it in your lungs, it's just going to hurt. Now I'm going to switch it back so I don't have to deal with that later. It's not bad to have on there, but it's not something you want to leave on all day long. It'll screw with it so bad. Especially when you're trying to change settings, it doesn't make much of a difference at all, because you have to go all the way down to 3 just to get your regular hit back again. So you don't want to leave this on unless you got one consistent tank that can handle that kind of power always. Other than that, I'd recommend leaving the regular setting for the standard vapors out there. For those that know what they're doing with building in that, or building, you can do that. Or if you own anything that's like, if you own like maybe the new Kangers. I've never really got a chance to try out all those yet. I've tried a few of the older ones. Not a fan of Kanger, not a bad brand, they're just not for me. Their coils are kind of a pain in the ass, the gurgle's a pain in the ass. You have to buy better coils for them, so I just don't feel like going online to buy extra coils just for one tank that I can just find a better one for somewhere else and buy coils all around. So I stick to Aspire a lot of the time. They're not the best brand in the world, I'm guessing, but they're pretty damn close right now. I mean, they hold the market for it. Sorry, I gotta take a drink real quick, guys. That fucking hurt. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm back in the game. So, I'll show you guys my latest and favorite tank I ever had for non-rebuildable, just for like a simple put a coil in it, go at it. This is the Mini Nautilus. This thing takes BVC coils, bottom vertical coils, that's what they're called. So, what it does instead, most tanks have the, what would that be? That would be the regular style where it's most Nautilus tanks anyway have the regular style where it's just like a cross, well, kind of like a cross in a way, or like a sort of like a plus symbol. So they just go underneath and then above. This one is supposed to, I believe it has one underneath it, but I know it has it goes like this and then right down and then goes straight up. So you get a lot better hit, a lot better smoke, all of that. You guys will see the review on that and just maybe, I don't know, possibly end of the week. It's hard to say. I'll let you guys know when it's going to be coming out, and that. Still a debate on that, but this tank can handle the whole output of this thing in every way possible. 15 watts does not even scar, it just tastes better and better. So, I'll show you guys what this thing can do with a proper tank. The K-Fun is a proper tank, but for one for those of you that aren't RDA the buildables and that, and making your own coils, those of you that just want a really nice tank that'll work on this mod, it might look a little weird, that's okay. The coils in this also go on the Nautilus, the original Nautilus from Aspire, the big one, so you can always get one that fits in there pretty nice and looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll show you guys a video of that later on, what this one looks like with a regular Nautilus on there. So I got to do a review on that too. Make sure I do these two together in that day, so you guys can both get a look at both tanks, old, new, and fresh coils in the old and the new. So, on 9 watts, this thing is just a beast. I'll show you guys. Very solid vapor on there. That's just 9 watts. You can kick it all the way up too. It won't taste burn at all. These coils are actually made to last a lot longer. They have better wicking too. So if you get one, if you get one of these, the Vamo E-huge, you're not rebuildable, I'd recommend buying the newer tank or buying coils for the older one. Now the old one gets a little bit of leakage here and there, not too bad. It's not so much leaking out of it. It's more the fact that when you go to draw off it, you get like not a gurgle, but you get like the whole what me and Dom called peeing on you thing. It's a little bit, I know that sounds stupid, but once you've done enough vaping with the wrong tanks, you'll see why what I mean. You get the flavor that comes straight up the tip right into your mouth each time. It does not feel too good. This tank does not do that too much. Nautilus Aspire Original does that a little bit because it has a lot more pressure going into it, so the wick obviously can't stop it. So I recommend getting the smaller one in there, but if you can turn it up high enough, I don't think that'll even happen anymore. So yeah, I'd recommend probably getting the bigger one and put the coil in there. Just make sure you have it up pretty high, otherwise it's going to do that a lot. If you have it down lower than 7 watts, it won't do it, so good tanks for it. I recommend them highly. The best tanks I've ever had for any of the larger mods or even smaller ones. Alright, I'll show you on 15 watts. I'm sorry guys, I know it sounds like a review on those. I am so pleased with those two tanks. I can never ever even complain about them. So I just wanted to make sure you guys get a good video for that. You keep making those faces, I'm gonna smack you. Right on the head, Dom. Camera guy's having a little fun back there. If only you guys could see it. Maybe we'll set up extra cam for him sometimes just to screw with him. Alright, for now, 15 watts, the full thing up from 9 watts all the way to 15. This one's 15, I'll show you. No gurgle at all. Absolutely perfect. If you like a simple mod, simple coils, this is the tank for that mod. Nothing to really worry about, don't gotta clean it too much, just here and there, swab with a Q-tip every couple of, I don't know, every 3 or 4 days, just put a Q-tip in there, clean it. You want to do it with any of your tanks you put on one like this though, because if you turn it up high, you're going to need to clean it sooner or later, because vapor and the vapor and the little bit of gurgle you get in most tanks will pop up the top of it. This one it runs a lot of it through when it heats up, so that's going to happen. Other than that, really good vape, best I've ever had in any mod so far. The Dove Bow will beat that, or Dove Bow, whichever they want to call it. Don't much care. Horrible name, but it's the E-Mech 2, not this first one with the annoying ass beep. You guys will see that very, very soon. I'll make damn sure you guys see that one. Alright, working great. Now with this, when you're using ones like this, the tanks is nice. You usually want to keep it about 12 watts or so on this mod. It pumps out exactly the same way as the other ones, so whatever taste you're going to get in one of these, you're going to get in one of those. I'll show you the comparison ones. I don't mind the version 2, but I don't feel like screwing with that one because it's the exact same menu and chip anyway, so there's no point to it. The only thing better about those two, I believe, is there's no more shorts. I don't think there was too much in the old one. I'll talk about that later on. I got to get more info on it again because I don't know a lot about the old ones. I just knew the V5 was the best one yet, so I figured it made most sense. So, well, yeah, I'll put that out there for you guys. So this one, I'll put this one at 15 watts, show you the hit, and I'll switch it over to the other one real fast so you guys can see the difference between the two. Then we'll do one last vape before I head out, and you guys have a great day too when I do head out. Make sure you vape strong that day too. Make sure you guys taking puffs with me here. You gotta enjoy it too, otherwise there's no fun. Very, very good clouds on that. It's the exact same chip, so I'll switch over as fast as I can on that. Let you guys see the other one, so you get the comparison fast. Still on 15 watts. Nope, it was on 12 still. 15, there we go. Alright. Yeah, very consistent with the other one. You could drop this mod anywhere, it's not going to scratch it, not going to scuff it. One last thing I'll show you on there real quick, just one more thing. Sorry, I know it's a lot guys, this mod is just my favorite one. Having it so long, you learn everything about it, so you can't forget anything. Now, the screen in here is hidden behind these two looking like almost like pillars, what you'd call, I don't know what you'd want to call it, like a steel rod? Yeah, steel rod sounds about right for that. So, the screen's hidden behind those steel rods. Mine has no scratches at all, not a single nick to it. I don't know if you guys can tell too well, but I'll get even closer for you guys. It's nearly impossible to scratch because unless you're using your fingernail or unless you're trying to scratch it, you're not gonna. You can't scratch it unless you smack it on a table. See that? Nothing at all. Not a single imperfection. Stays solid. Never ever gets issues like that. Occasionally, you might want to clean it with like a needle or something like that here and there. Just around the edges on the rods. They're pretty close to it, but you get a little bit of junk stuck in there. I don't know if you guys are picky. I just like my mods clean and up to, well, about as good as I can look. So if you're gonna carry around something nice, might as well have it look nice too. Alright, one more thing I recommend to you guys. Sorry, I know it's a lot. This little thing right there, that little screw piece, it gets a little bit dirty in between. Right here on the top. That one right there. So make sure you guys can see it. Alright, the one in the center there, the ring for your standard like your sort of like your EVODs or like the older Aspires or your few of the mini Pro tanks. You might want to keep that clean just in case you put one on there. Threads leave a little bit of mark on it occasionally. It's easy to wipe out. Just take a Kleenex or do what I do, use a Q-tip. It works pretty nice. It also got screws in here that hold these together, that hold the rods in. They're usually on there pretty good. I'd recommend when you get it, you take a little screwdriver. If you don't have one, that's okay. It should be on there pretty good. I've taken mine apart a few times, so they have gotten a little bit loose occasionally. So, if you want to get those better, just tighten them up pretty good. They should stay on there pretty solid. The whole entire top half comes off. I don't know if any of you like, I know there's some people out there that build their own mods or rebuild a mod that's already got everything in it. You can take off the entire top. You can and pull out all the stuff without breaking anything. I've done it several times, beyond several times, just to take a look at the insides because I get curious about shit. I love fixing and taking apart shit for fun. So yeah, you can take off everything in there. You can open it up, crack it, do whatever you want to it. I don't know what you want to do. So that's your own preference. You also want to probably clean. You'll probably be using those threads a lot if you use a tank like this because you're gonna want to. Well, if you're using a mod like this, you're gonna want to put on like a bigger tank or something that's Ego style threaded or 510 threaded in the inside. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, it's 510 threaded. But for that, you just want to take a Q-tip and swab that. The cleaning's going to be very hard. One last little thing in here. I know I said the last one was the last thing. Just I was trying to finish it off, and there's one thing you guys might want to realize about this. Not too bad. Most mods they have a little piece in the top to let in air in that. This one has that as well, in case you put on smaller tanks or you put on one that has the air holes at the bottom. It's got 4 little splits right there. Little indents so you can put in the tank and still get air through it, so you don't have to worry about that too bad. And yeah, it doesn't really, it's about flush with most mods, not perfectly, but this is one thing I'll show you, and this will wrap it up. And you guys can go back to vaping and enjoying your day. Now the trick is, it's not completely flush right there. One thing I do, it strengthens the mod anyway, so you can't break off your threads too easily, or if you drop it or something, just to be secure. You never know what's going to happen. So I just take this little piece, screw it up a little bit higher, and it'll touch the mod, and then it'll stay on there. You want to take the mod off, screw it back down, you're all set. Now for all my viewers out there, or any of you that are watching the video for your first time or seen my first ever video, make sure you guys enjoy, vape away, have a great day, and make sure you take a hit with me after this.